Well, hi there. I apologize for the really goofy camera angle, but as you can see, I am sitting in my car. It is Saturday morning. It is June the 6th, 2020, Journal 349, T+432. You may not be able to tell. I would be surprised and disappointed if you couldn't. But I just had my hair cut. I haven't been that excited about a haircut since I was 6 years old. I don't think I've waited this long to get a haircut since the 60s, when haircuts were not terribly important in the great scheme of things. It was another step toward normal, and I'm waiting in the car while Leslie gets her haircut and has her hair done for the first time in a very, very long time. We've gone to see our friend and my therapist, Lenny, who's been part of the family for over 40 years, and I can't tell you how good just seeing him was, let alone having him lighten my body weight by God only knows how many pounds, getting all of that extra hair off of my head. It's another step towards normal, and maybe that's what I wanted to talk about today. Because I keep hearing that. I keep hearing it from everybody, that everybody wants to go back to normal. The first observation that I have is not everybody wants to go back to normal. You don't have to be awoke to recognize the fact that the normal that some people were experiencing wasn't terribly attractive or secure. So for at least a segment of our population, a fairly large segment of our population, normal doesn't look so good. The question then has to be, if it's not the normal that we are familiar with, what is that normal going to look like? And it's going to look like whatever we make it look like. That's the bottom line. It's going to look like whatever we are content to accept as normal. And hopefully that won't be the way things were, or exactly the way things were before, because quite frankly, I think we can do better. I think we could have done better. And I think that that's an important thing for all of us to recognize and remember. It's an important part of the healing that's going to need to take place to go ahead and rebuild our culture, rebuild our society, so that it's a more inclusive, more welcoming, more accepting culture, and a more accepting normal. So when we start talking about normal and how we long for normal, perhaps we should start reframing that, putting that in different context, to recognize everyone else's normal may not be ours, and to achieve a different level of empathy than we were capable of before. We woke up this morning to CNN and Sesame Street, which seems like a really odd combination. When you first hear about that, you gotta wonder who thought of putting Sesame Street and CNN together. But after having watched the special on talking to really young children about what's going on, recognizing that they're processing far more information than we think they are, or that we think that they are capable of, and I can attest to that fact with young grandchildren. My eldest grandchild is 6, and boy, I'll tell you what, she knows exactly what's going on. And I have 2 4-year-olds and an 8-month-old, almost 9-month-old, and it doesn't take much to realize or to recognize that even while you're trying to measure and monitor what they're able to process and absorb, it's still far more than you think it is. And that special this morning went a long way to help create a new normal and hopefully a better normal, where these kids are going to change the world and hopefully change it and make it better. I mean, I think in the long run, that's all we can hope for. So while I'm thrilled to death I got a haircut and I got my beard trimmed, and I don't look quite like the same wild man I did when I walked in, and that helps me feel like we're moving towards normal, a little trace of the old normal. I'm still really hoping and praying and committed to do whatever I can to ensure that the normal that we create moving forward is a more inclusive, more sensitive, more empathetic, more hopeful normal than we've enjoyed over the past number of years, and recognizes the fact that not everybody's normal is the same as yours. And if we can do better, we need to do better. It's our responsibility. In the meantime, stay safe, stay well, stay focused, stay home. Take care. Love you guys.